This call is from a person currently in a prison in England. All calls are logged and recorded and may be listened to by a member of prison staff. If you do not wish to accept this call, please hang up now.
Tuesday the 7th of January to Thursday the 9th of January 2025, HMP Thameside, Bravo Wing. I didn't think I'd be writing the year 2025 in prison, at least not in ink. I wonder how many years I'll write only in prison. On Tuesday, I was graced by a visit from a friend. I got to hear how my co-defendants are, which is my first interest. It seems all but two are faring well, or are at least being open about how the oppression is affecting them. Those two comrades are on an IDTS wing in HMP Brunsfield. IDTS wings are obviously something else. They're not Disneyland. I'm a resilient person, but as is documented in my earliest diary entries, I did eventually find peace on the wing and its inhabitants to be an example of the worst effects and affected by society. It seems my comrades' experiences are worse, and they cannot find any humour in the situation like Ahmed and I often could, which is largely how we managed. I brought my visitor up to speed with what I knew of my upcoming trial from an arrest in 2022. Generally, we chatted about things that interested me, which I don't get to do on the wing with my fellow prisoners. A new podcast was mentioned. I've received an email from its new potential producer, which included their phone number, but I'm still waiting for my phone line to be fixed in myself in order to call them. I'm now thinking of the title Political Prisoner Podcast, the only podcast on planet Earth by a prisoner, a political prisoner no less. I think it's funny. The last few nights I've slept and woke up late, thanks to the Godfather trilogy, and thinking one more surah over and over while reading the Quran. Since I've been here, I've only had 2 prisonish dreams. I've wondered if after long enough, my dreams will be orientated around experiences in captivity. My subconsciousness is still free now. My subconsciousness is still free though, for now. I slept in until dinner though, around 11 a.m, missing social. I've just been really tired and social is pointless to me. As long as I don't have to use the CMS kiosk or ask the screws for something, which is even more pointless, then social's just spent with me watching games of pool, eavesdropping on conversation. I'll try to get up tomorrow though to book my canteen orders without fake vape caps for the first time to quit vaping. I'll also follow up the engineers who haven't fixed my phone line yet. Then I'll probably watch Aussie Gold Hunters, then come down with me until around 4 to 5 when I'll get me tea. Today I had another legal visit with my solicitor for an update on the new case/trial. CMS the Crown Prosecution Service is of course still withholding important case information, such as evidence to give me an inkling on how to defend myself, naturally. I was on the news, however, so I got told by my solicitor, so I asked about what that report said about this new case to get an idea of what it's about. This news report was the only means that me or my solicitor could find out what this case was about, this new charge. It turns out it has something to do with disrupting Boris Johnson, the former British Prime Minister's wedding in Oxford, July 2022. Charged with being equipped to cause criminal damage. My co-defendant, Tim Spears, shout out if you're listening, has already pled not guilty. I had a plea hearing today. I mean, this was news to me. I had a plea hearing today, but of course my solicitor and myself was not even told again. So it's on the 15th of January 2025 at Suffolk Crown Court now. It was supposed to be a Westminster Magistrates Court, but Tim requested the Crown Court, which can pass higher sentences, but also has a jury, so there's a higher chance of being found not guilty by a jury than Westminster Magistrates, as you can imagine. That's all I know so far. I'm sure there'll be more to come. It's curious that 2 years later, under my current circumstances, this pops up. I could cope with being found guilty. I'd be pleased with being found not guilty, but I'd be elated to defeat one element of this fascist witch hunter gateway. So I'll see them in court.
Thank you for tuning in to Diary of a Political Prisoner. What was a short list for you was a period of time in prison for me. So please make sure that you subscribe on whatever podcast player you're listening on to be notified of future episodes. Each episode was recorded in a prison cell as I'm held on remand for allegedly being involved in a Palestine action to disrupt and destroy weapons in a genocidal Israeli arms factory under Section 5 of the Terrorism Act. My diary is a podcast only to give you something in the hope that you can give help and support to my mum and son, which I can't do by any other means from prison. In supporting them, for £5 a month, you can get a week's worth of episodes in advance every Monday. For £10 a month, you'll get the week's worth of episodes. Plus, I'll respond to any question you have in a monthly question and answer episode on my Patreon at patreon.com/politicalprisonerpod. For £25 a month, our humanitarian aid tier, you get all of the above while knowing my little boy is supported and happy. One-time donations can be made by emailing or messaging my producer on social media. Media/collaboration inquiries are on the same line as senders and inbox. If you can't support me, family, in my absence, please follow the podcast on Instagram if you're going to be listening. Please follow on Twitter, all of our socials. Our handle is Diary Pol Prisoner. Please share them and this podcast with your friends. It's free to do and it helps this project grow. You can also send me a prisoner email or letters, drawings, anything like that. Links to everything mentioned can be found in the podcast description below. Thank you, love and solidarity.